What's up, YouTube? It's Tyler Schulte again, and today I'm going to be doing my unboxing of the Garmin Nüvi 50LM. Now, it'll be pretty much the same thing if you get the 30 or the 40 model, and if you have LMT or anything like that, those numbers just indicate whether or not you have lifetime maps or traffic. So, pretty much you have a wide range of devices in those series that'll be the same as this. So, I just decided to go with the lifetime maps model. So we're going to start by opening up the box, and my brother will have to help me hold the camera. So take that over like that, focus it there. Alright, so I trust that this will be good footage somewhat. Damn it, tape. Alright. Around here, and with this I also ordered two house adapters, whatever you want to call them, so that way I don't have to charge it in my car only, and those cost 15 bucks each, which I think was expensive. But here we got my order. It cost me, for without tax, it didn't even have tax on it, which I was surprised, but it was $120 for without tax, which was a great bargain deal. And it has it's 5-inch touchscreen on the box. And let's see here, it says over 7 million points of interest, free lifetime maps, and I think that's pretty much about it. So I believe with this unit either came with a 1-year limited or a 3-year limited, I don't know. These are just two chargers I received that I bought on Amazon. So let's get all these boxes out of the way. Now we have the Nüvi itself. So we're just going to flip a tab over, pop it open, and we have this beautiful box. Now I haven't opened this yet, so let me just pull out the device here and we'll come back to that. Oh wow, I actually turned it on. We'll have to turn that off later. But actually, let's get this open. So we got a cardboard little thing under there, and underneath it we have this car charger, which plugs directly into the back of the device. Then we have a USB syncing cable to update your maps and so on. Then we have the little mount device, which mounts under the second piece, which is right here, the suction cup mount. And inside we have our free trial of safety cameras and our lifetime maps sheet telling us how to receive that. So that's pretty much all that's inside the box. And so let's get these accessories out real quick. And we got the suction cup mount. We'll just take these two, click them together. Pretty snug fit. And then we have the charger, obviously, again. Don't care about that. Don't care about the cable. So we have on the back of the device, let's look at it. It's very sleek, I'll tell you that. It feels very sturdy. And I think that, I don't know what that, yeah, that's the speaker. We have the speaker, and we have the USB port. And then on the front, we have the 5-inch display, and on the top, we have the power button, and I believe that's the micro SD card slot, unless it's somewhere else. On the bottom, we have the mount holder, and so that's what's going to clip into this mount, as indicated by the 2 dots on the bottom. And oh, that's what that is. That's the mount clip on the top. So, oh yeah, that's I think that's it down there. The micro USB. Yep, that's definitely it. I wasn't sure if that was a hole on the top. So these two marks on the top and bottom for mounting. This is the SD card slot. I didn't think it'd be on the top. So once we booted it up earlier, we have United States. We'll just agree to that. Or American English. Then we'll agree without reading everything. And then register your product, agree. And the battery is low, no surprise there. So let's just walk through the features of this one. It has its volume settings, obviously, as standard. Where to, you can type in an address to go directly to a place. Go home is, you can set your home and then press that and it'll take you home. Recently found is what you've recently searched. Your favorites are what you've added as your favorites. your points of interest, this is the biggest feature of all. You can search for general items, or you can choose a category such as fuel and transit. And as you can see, I have another GPS that was $350 to $400 when I purchased it 3-4 years ago, and that thing was top of the line 3-4 years ago. Like, it had every single feature. But this one is only $120, and it is so much faster. Like, just searching for fuel or searching for shopping, we can go to department. And it's really fast, I'll tell you that much. I'm impressed right now. I haven't booted this thing up yet, but it is searching stuff really fast. That's impressive. So then we have intersections. You can search for intersections specifically. Extras, you can load some sort of thing from their website that you can download. Cities, you can find the nearby cities like Palo, Toddville, Hiawatha. Oh, and this is what my last GPS didn't have. In the last one, I had to hit the down and the up arrows to scroll up and down. This one, it's not the smoothest thing, but you can scroll up and down just by using the touchscreen. It's actually pretty smooth. It's not jerky or anything. So I'm impressed by that. That's going to be a nice feature. Browse map, it automatically knows where I am. And they still don't have multi-touch gestures yet, but they'll probably have that someday in the future. But oh, this is a cool thing. Gliding around the map is a lot faster. Normally if you slide around, it takes a long time for the roads to load, but I'm just doing this and look at it, it's all updating the further I slide. So that's very impressive. And then let's see how fast I zoom in really fast, and it refreshes all these streets over here. That's really fast. The browsing experience overall, if you have an old GPS, this thing is gonna kick some butt. So then we have our question mark, which help us navigate and figure out what you can do. So if you ever have any questions, like what's in the where to section, you just go to that top right and click on that. And in the settings, you can access system settings such as GPS simulator to simulate a route, change miles to kilometers, change the keyboard layout. And I am saying this a lot, but it's very impressive what its speed is. And its touchscreen is very responsive. Safe mode, I don't really know what that does, but probably not that important. But this will tell you your software versions for all your maps and all that fun stuff. I'm sure you'll want to look at that all the time. But anyways, navigation, you can choose faster time versus shorter distance or off-road. And then for avoidances, you can choose to avoid U-turns. I'll choose to avoid toll roads, ferries, and carpool lanes as well. And then that's pretty interesting. That's with standard also. But time, you can set the time, choose the format. Language, you can choose your languages and your speech and your keyboards. Map, you can choose 3D. And then you can choose the different positions. It doesn't move your car or anything. It just moves your view that you're viewing your car in. Then vehicle change, you can choose all these vehicles that are default preloaded. That's very smooth too. Let's see. Nope, we can't do that. But you can choose your vehicle by tapping the arrows, and you can double tap them and move faster. That's pretty nice. Then trip log, you can choose to show or hide your trip log. I haven't done anything yet. Map layout, standard or more data. If we do more data, let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, this is what this does. It shows your driving, your elevation, your time, and your speed. As you can see, that's pretty cool right there, the little highlighting effect, and then you release. And up here, before I go back to this, oh, we gotta do a route, don't we? Dang it. So we're gonna go back to settings in the map, and just change that to standard, because we don't need that. Proximity points, we don't really care about that. I don't even know what it's for. We got an interesting phone call here, but I'm not going to answer it. Volume, you can adjust the volume like I showed at the beginning. And then you mute it. So now, temporarily, I'm going to enable GPS simulator so I can fake a route. So basically, we're going to, oh wow, we don't have any signal. It's about to die because obviously it hasn't been charged yet. But we're going to see what we can go to. Let's say we want to go to Supplements Express. Woo! Never been there before. Go. We'll simulate this route. So there we go.
Turn right on Blair's Ferry Road.
And this is showing us as if we were to drive home. And apparently we drive 45 miles an hour on our street. So it's pretty, very, very responsive. As you can see, there's the speed limit indicator.
Then turn right on Yates Road.
you can hear all the updates. The speaker's high quality, I'd say, and it sounds a lot better than my old model. Again, if you are looking at a different model, I'd recommend this. Here you can detour the route and stop the route, and so you can get rid of stuff. Here, if we click up on top, we have the two directions that we're going to do. You can tap on them to get more information and see where it's going to occur. And then if you're lucky, you can use junction view, depending on where you are. So let me try a new one. Let's try hospitals. We're going to go to where to, and then oh dang it, I don't know where that'd be. We're just going to go to hospitals in here. Hospitals, there we go. We're going to go to Mercy. Alright, so we got Mercy Medical Center, go. So we are going to set this as a new destination, or we can set it as a via point. We'll set it as a new destination.
Continue 1.2 miles. Then
And we're going to
turn
continue
right on
this.
Follow
Now we're
Marsh
going to
Road.
turn around all of a sudden. And it might actually, yeah. Yeah, it's going to have us turn all around up here, but let's see if we can find a junction view. If we tap the map itself, it'll give us this view. Now this view is very laggy in my old GPS. Like, you would have to slide and wait for it to refresh.
Turn
It
right
was
on Follow Marsh
not
Road.
very
Then turn
responsive at all. However, this is a lot better, I'll tell you that much. So let's see if we can find anything with junction view. Oh, this one has junction view, getting off of the exit to the hospital. If you click junction view, it'll show you an image of what it's going to look like. Obviously, I'll get off on the 7th Street East, the U.S. Cellular Center exit, named 20B. And it'll have a hospital sign around it. And it'll be in a lane that is exit only. And it is telling me I'll be 14.5 minutes away from that exit, and 12 miles I'll be there. And right there it tells me what it's going to say when it reaches that point. It'll say, take exit 20B on right towards 7th Street East. So that's very helpful. And it,
Turn right on
especially
Follow
when you're in a
Marsh Road.
big
Then
city.
turn
If you're in a
left.
big city, you will want judgment. I don't even know what it's called anymore. I forgot. Junction view. That's a great name. Yep. Very forgetful. But as you can see, it's avoiding U-turns as I've instructed it to not do any U-turns. It's still updating me on the speed limit here. So overall, this is very nice compared to my old Nüvi 765T. There's not much that you can really say about it besides what it's doing right now. It's really fast, and I haven't updated it to maps or anything, but it's fast right out of the box. The touchscreen is so much more responsive. I'd tell you, if you had an old device, even if it's 3-4 years old, try updating to one of these. This is one of the cheapest ones you can get. It has a 5-inch touchscreen, and I got it on Amazon.com. It's the Garmin 50LM. So it has lifetime maps, and that's a big feature that costs money. So I had to buy that on my last product. So if you can get your hands on one of these for $120 at Amazon from Amazon.com Marketplace, you'd be on a bargain. Hey YouTube, before I let you go, I got my Nüvi 765T and my Nüvi 50LM, and I decided I was going to do a comparison of a 3-year-old model compared to this model. So first of all, if we put them up together, this one obviously has a 4.3-inch screen, this one has a 5. Now, if we put them upright, we have thickness. Now, the 765T, my older model, is 0.8 inches thick, or 2 centimeters thick. My new model, however, the 50LM, is 0.7 inches, or 1.8 centimeters. So this one is 2 millimeters thinner than this one. So that you may be like, oh, that's not a big change, but all of a sudden you bring into weight. This one, it feels heavy towards the left side. If you're holding on this side, it topples over that way. If you hold on this side, it topples over that way. But it's heavier towards this side, and so it's kind of a irreplaceable thing. This thing, you have no idea. It feels so much lighter than this. The weight, it's balanced in your hand. If you hold it on fingers on the bottom, it's balanced on each side. Look at that, it's balanced on fingers on the bottom of the screen. And so if we hold it on this one, it'll just topple over on one side because it's so heavy on one side. And you trust me, you may think, oh, this one's going to weigh more than this one, or this one's newer, so it's going to weigh less. This one weighs approximately about 10% less than this one. And with it being distributed over a larger screen size, it is remarkably light. It is amazing. I love the lightness of this. Like this one over here weighs 177 grams, or 6.3 ounces. and the 765 weighs, let me just look this up, 183 grams or 6.48 ounces. So you may be like, oh, 0.18 ounces or, oh, 5 grams, but that is a good majority, and it's spread out over distance. So, again, this one is really light. Like, you cannot feel it. It's really light. This one, you feel the bulk. So, if you have a new Garmin, you may consider that. Next, we have the SD card slots on both of them. This one's obviously bigger because it's an older one. It has the big SD cards. This one has micro SD. That's a big plus. It makes it thinner. But this one, however, does not have an audio jack like this one does right there. So you're not plugging headphones, which is not going to affect that many people. Then this one, its USB jack is on the bottom. This one has it on the back, which I like it on the back better. I'm not going to lie. And it has this annoying pin connector right there on the bottom. This thing, you see just the mount points. The only external port on this thing, besides SDs and everything, is the mini USB. This thing has both. It has this and that, so it's not aesthetically eye-pleasing. It's not. This one, however, does stand up on a table if you want to do that. This one is curved on the edges, so it's meant to be lying face down. But overall, they're both good devices. It's just this one's so much faster. And if we do a time comparison of when they turn on, we're just going to line these up. And we're going to slide this one's power switch to the left. This one, press the button. Press, slide. Alright, so this one had the Garmin logo, so I'm expecting to see one of them first. And as you can tell, the one on top is loading. For some reason, I keep having to confirm that, which is a little annoying, but if I didn't have to confirm that, it'd be a lot better. Now, look at the signal real quick. These are both cold starts. This one has no signal. It says 1 bar, but it's nothing. This thing is full the moment you turn it on. The signal gathering is so much faster than without it. And also, this one, the touchscreen is so much less responsive. Look at that. And its animations are jerky. So if you click on volume, it immediately opens up. You click on this, you have to put force on it. And so it's like that. It's not the best thing. Plus, watch. If I open that one and that one, first of all, this one's faster, and second of all, this one's smoother, and the touchscreen input is a lot better. If I click on this, it highlights yellow. If I click on this one, it highlights blue. However, if I slide over to cancel, it'll work. But if I slide over to back, it won't do anything. You have to go and click on back still, which may not seem like a confusing thing to do, but the touch input is just terrible on this old device. As you can see, we finally gained signal strength. This one has 4 out of 5 bars. Meanwhile, this one has 5 out of 5. And I'm in Iowa, for crying out loud. I have shit for reception. But this one, as you can see, has, according to this, 20% better reception. And overall, it is also more user-friendly. Like the help I noticed out earlier at the top of this device, the 50LN, it's right there. This thing has no help center besides maybe in tools, which you still have to figure out how to use tools before you can figure it out. But I still don't see anything that'll help me if I'm confused. So this one's so much slower. Like, let's do a route. Like that one you saw the difference in. Yeah, I'm having to go push on this one. I'm going tap on that one. Let's go to a different place. Let's go to Blimpie. Or let's do a better yet. Let's do a long, long route that takes time to calculate. That'll be a good one. So let's go and we're going to search for something. And as you can see, look at the keyboards on this. This one is so much more cramped. My fingers, oh, and this is one thing I hate about this. My fingers touch 2 keys at once. And I am a boy, apparently, to most standards. And I still hit 2 keys at once. And then if you try to type too fast, it doesn't respond. And if you don't put enough pressure, look at that. I'm jabbing that as hard as I can, and it's barely typing any Ks. Meanwhile, let's try this one. The keyboard's, again, not the fastest thing, but it's at least 3 times faster. And I'm pretty sure most people don't do this on a GPS. They'll go and gradually search, and see, you have to take your time still, but it's still really fast compared to all the animations and everything. And this one's dying, so it has an excuse to be slow. Look at that though. It's really accurate. I'm just randomly hitting buttons, but the keyboard's really accurate on this one. Again, with the touchscreen on this one, I try to spell my name. That's all I get. So I have to press so hard. And then look at that backspace. If I hold it, it goes like that. Now let's jab the erase key on this one. Look at that. It's going so much faster. If I hold it, it'll just go boom and it'll clear. It has a clear option like in a smartphone would. And it's just overall more responsive. But we're going to go search for something in a completely different state. We're going to go near a different city. We're going to go to Wisconsin Dells. This is a good trip. Wisconsin Dells. Oh, no, we didn't want that. That was not, it's air, by the way. That was mine. So we have look at this look at this. That's like your average typing. It is so much more responsive. So now we're going near Wisconsin Dells. As you can see, the graphics are also updated on this one by far. So we're going to go to Mount Olympus. We'll search Olympus. Hopefully we can find it. And this one's not updated either, so it should hopefully have it though. Yes, right there. Okay, yes, there we go. So, search Olympus on this one. See, I'm putting a lot of pressure on this keyboard. So, well, text screen. It's not. Look at the time is really laggy. So now, as you can see, this shows me where does this I have to click go on. We'll click go on each at the same time. And that one is already done at the top, by the way. It's been done. This one is still calculating 99%. And now this one's finally going at the bottom. It hasn't even told me where to go. See, that's a big difference to me. If I'm doing something, I want something to be really fast. And this one is having touchscreen issues. It lags. So even if you have an old device, I'd go with a new one. Because this device is just so much more responsive and touchscreen, and the technology is newer and more available. It's just a fluent interface. Again, it's thinner, it weighs less than the device, 1 inch less in touchscreen. It's less bulky. Overall, it feels great in your hands, I'll tell you that much. And if you're using 2 fingers, I get to do this. Meanwhile, if I'm using this one, look at this. It's like that. Especially when you're in a touch, I'll tell you, the keyboard is one of the biggest features that I hate about this. Because look at that, I hit 2 buttons with 1 finger. And it's, not only is it hard to hit a small button, but the touch sensitiveness is very low. Like, look at this, I'm just running over this, I'm not putting any pressure on it at all, nothing. I understand it's a resistive touchscreen, but this one, for crying out loud, it says it's a resistive touchscreen, but look at this. I'm barely touching it, and it's doing all this fun little letters. Some of you may be like, oh, what if I brush it? Like, if I brush it, it does nothing. It just highlights the... Look at this. I can do this. This is great for people that are big fingers if they just want to do that. They can do that. And that. This one, it doesn't have... It doesn't have that at all. Well, it does, but it lags tremendously. And then if I release it, it doesn't even type that letter. It's terrible. The whole touch screen is what makes the biggest differences between these 2 devices. And this one, its speaker in the back is so much better. This speaker is smaller, and this one's bigger, and this one is better by far on the big 50LM. So I know this has been a long review, and this is relating to a different device, but if you're choosing also between a 4.3 and a 5-inch, the 4-inch model for this, the 4.3 inch, was a 40, Nüvi 40, and you can have the LM. This one was the 50LM. I went to Amazon. I'll just show you this actually right now. Amazon.com. You can bring the camera over here. Alright, so hopefully this isn't too much glare, but we have the Nüvi 50LM. Boom. So if we go to this one, this is also a current model, by the way. It's not like it's outdated. So this is what I was originally looking for. So if you go without maps in a 4-inch model, it's $90. Go with the 4.3-inch model with lifetime maps, it's $118.96. If you go with the 5-inch model without maps, it's $120. If you go with the 5-inch model with lifetime maps, it's $119. With $1 more, you can get a 0.7-inch larger screen. And it still has lifetime maps. If you want this, you can search Garmin Nüvi 50LM. But it is a great deal. I ordered one of these, and I really want to order another because my sister needed to get a GPS, so my mom gets the new one, and my sister gets the old model. But overall, they're both good units, but if I had to choose one at the end of the day, this one cost 3 times less than this one did, and it's just a heck of a lot better. So go ahead and pick yourself up one of these because it's one of the cheapest models on Amazon right now, but it does everything you could ever ask for. So this is Tyler Schulte. Peace out.